Hello, everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. It's the largest urban park in North America, and this month it reaches a new milestone. City officials, local organizers, and of course, LA residents recently gathered to celebrate the 125th anniversary of Griffith Park.
Today's an amazing day. It's the 125th birthday of Griffith Park, the largest urban park in North America, the crown jewel of the city of Los Angeles. And it's just so fitting that we can come out as a community and celebrate this glorious and wondrous park that gives so much to residents and visitors every single day.
It has been such a wonderful love fest with all these different organizations, environmental organizations, historic preservation organizations, the city government officials who are coming and turning out to show their love for the park. It's just a testament to how many people really do love Griffith Park.
Hoy en día estamos celebrando los 125 años del Parque Griffith, un regalo del señor Griffith J. Griffith que le dio a la ciudad para que podamos escapar de la ciudad y venir aquí y disfrutar un picnic, un juego, una quinceañera, lo que sea.
I think one of the most exciting things as the council member who represents this park is to think about how we can make sure that this park becomes a resource not just for the families that live in and around this area, but for the entire city as a whole.
I think the history is even more exciting to celebrate because there's more inclusion and there's more access to different point of views. So that makes it more intriguing because I think this really brings the community of Los Angeles and the broader community, we're from Orange County, up here to see this great history and to not just think history is something in Europe, but we have it right here in our own backyard.
Part of my work as an educator is getting people to refocus their cultural lens to the landscape and reconnect and reestablish the relationship with the nature. This place is the perfect place to do that.
We were very blessed today to have a member of the Tongva community here speaking about their history with this land. And I think acknowledging the history of the land of Los Angeles and acknowledging the future, and that the future can be one where more people can access this park, is such an important part of how we move forward today.
The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power has launched the state's largest utility assistance initiative. The new program is designed to assist customers impacted by the pandemic and to help get them back on track, even with bills as far back as March 2020. Check this out.
Our newly launched debt relief program is a compilation of several different efforts, funding from different sources to help customers who've really experienced problems during this pandemic with being able to pay their utility debts.
All LADWP residential customers who have arrears on their bills incurred between March of 2020 and June of 2021 are eligible for these funds, up to $300 million, which will be credited directly to their bill January of next year. Customers will learn about this program through notification from DWP, so if you're eligible, we'll let you know.
During that period of time, people who fell behind by more than 60 days on their bills, all of that arrearage will be covered. And so there's not a limit to the amount that will be covered during that period of time. There are some people who may have owed some payments from before then or since then, and so we're hoping that they'll take advantage of other programs that we have, including a new program that our board has started to offer as a pilot to really help people get their bills down, and also enroll in our Easy Save programs as well.
Low-income customers who were struggling long before the pandemic, the Department of Water and Power is stepping up to backfill on this program. So after the application of the initial $285 million from the state, there'll be another $15 million that we will be working with those low-income customers to help them pay down any remaining debt that was incurred outside of that particular window, up to $500 per customer.
Really trying to get people so that they don't have these big back payments that really challenge their ability to pay, get them back into becoming regular paying customers. They need to have this debt off their shoulders, and really looking forward to try to get us back on track and help our customers do the same thing.
LA Department of Transportation has launched a microtransit rideshare service to Angelinos called LANow. This on-demand rideshare promises an arrival time of 10 minutes, consistent low fares, and door-to-door service. Sounds like a winner. To learn more about it, watch this.
LANow is LADWP's newest service. It's an on-demand microtransit service which is oriented towards the 4 communities that we will be serving. The main idea or role behind the service will be to be the first and last mile for regional service for the people in these communities to be able to make longer commutes and or circulate within the community. Once you download the app, you follow 4 very simple steps to set up your account, and after that you can start booking trips. LANow provides almost door-to-door service. We will come to you to pick you up and drop you off at the destination that you wish to go to. And at the same time, because we're using smaller vehicles, we're less intrusive within the communities and residential areas, so we cause minimum disruption to the communities that we serve also. I'd like to also remind you that once you request a service, the bus will arrive within 10 minutes of your request, so you can plan your trips accordingly. So LANow has benefits on multiple levels. For the rider, it's safe. The fares are consistent at $1.50. It should help reduce congestion within your community as we reduce our dependence on vehicles and continue to promote ride sharing. The new apps are what is necessary in order to use the service. If you were a previous user, you need to download the new app, and if you did have a balance on your old app, you can easily transfer it to your new app and continue to use the service.
And as a reminder, you need to get the newest app for LANow in order to use this service. To download the app, visit ladwptransit.com/LANow. The City Council recently recognized Climate Day here in Los Angeles. Council members Mitch O'Farrell, Paul Krikorian, and Paul Koretz each spoke to Channel 35 regarding the urgent and unprecedented steps that LA is taking to combat the ongoing climate challenges of our time. Take a look.
Today's Climate Day in the LA City Council. Council members O'Farrell, Krikorian, and I thought it was important that the Council hear relevant items to highlight our local climate challenges.
This is a big day for the City Council on some of our decision making and our very innovative policies that we're moving forward. Unprecedented investment in renewable energy generation and battery storage on city and in city facilities. We've invested $30 million, which represents a 1,000% increase in the level of funding we have historically allocated.
The city has already taken important steps in investing in the kind of infrastructure that will reduce or at least mitigate the impacts of extreme heat, increasing our tree canopy, increasing the use of cool roof technology, changing the kinds of materials that we use for paving and resurfacing our streets to reduce heat absorption into the pavement. We already are suffering through record-breaking heat waves. Just a few months ago, we had thermometers in the San Fernando Valley hit 121 degrees. If we don't take more aggressive steps to bring temperatures down, we're going to have a continuing cycle of these sorts of heat waves that are deadly to the people of Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, we can see it. I feel like we're now in the shoes of the Philippines representatives begging for global action as our water supply dries up and our forests burn down. We are in the heart of a terrible drought, and one that we expect to be semi-permanent. Climate change has made us drier and drier and hotter, and if we don't take the steps to conserve, we literally could run out of water.
Councilmember Kevin DeLeon recently dedicated an intersection in Eagle Rock to honor a local community leader. Ruby de Vera was an Angelino who served on various boards and made a huge impact on the community of Eagle Rock.
Ruby de Vera was an amazing woman, a woman who immigrated from Manila back in 1970, coming to Los Angeles, becoming such an amazing angel in the great city of angels. And this is a woman who dedicated herself to public service, working for several council members, Woman of the Year in the California State Assembly, Democrat of the Year. She really made her home in the northeast part of Los Angeles, Eagle Rock, LaSalle Park, and she always dedicated herself to bettering our community.
It's such a fitting event to honor a wonderful, wonderful woman who just gave so much to this city. Not only did she give her, she gave her heart and her time and just her life to serving the city of Los Angeles.
She extended her hand out to everyone, so it's only fitting that we dedicate a square, the Ruby de Vera square, to her, especially it's adjacent to St. Dominic's Church, where she was a mainstay, at that church. So I'm just honored to have the opportunity to help lead this, in the community. But, all credit goes to her, her family, and all the community members who came together.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Council President Martinez sends her personal thanks to public health workers. The Office of Joe Buscaino honors community leader Connie Calderon, and LA Parks launches a new mobile app. These stories up next on City Beat.
In honor of Public Health Thank You Day, Council President Nuri Martinez sent out a personal thank you to public health workers citywide. The Council President highlighted the dedication of public health workers during the time of COVID and acknowledged the impending challenges with the CDC's new recommendation for booster vaccinations.
We recognize this isn't exactly what you signed up for, battling a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. But we all are so grateful for your assistance, guidance, and generosity during this incredibly difficult time.
Public Health Thank You Day has been observed on the Monday before Thanksgiving since 2005. To learn more about Council President Martinez's upcoming events, visit nuri-martinez.com. Connie Calderon spent more than 41 years as the Assistant Director of the Wilmington Teen Center. The City of Los Angeles recently honored her legacy with a public square dedication. Calderon was a pillar in Wilmington, where she frequently mentored children and teens facing a myriad of life challenges.
What better way than to honor her with a square dedication, which will be permanent, so that future generations can know the story of Connie Calderon and the impact she had in this community.
Connie supported low-income families in her neighborhood by connecting them with resources and guidance. Connie Calderon was named Woman of the Year by the California State Assembly and received countless honors and awards for her lifetime of tireless advocacy. Los Angeles residents can find the best of local recreation activities with the new LA Parks mobile app. By entering your location, you can easily find the closest parks, pools, and museums near you. You can personalize your favorite activities and locations, then share them with your friends and family. You can even reserve public spaces like tennis courts, picnic areas, and more. Download, register, and discover fun activities at over 100 recreation and senior centers. To get the new LA Parks mobile app, just download it from your favorite app store. For more info, visit laparks.org.
Daryl Gaines, founder of the DAG Riders Bike Shop, recently held an event to promote bicycle services to veterans. Team members from the Office of Council District 8 joined forces with DAG Riders Shop to help make veterans aware of this alternative form of transportation in South LA. Here's that story.
We're here today to support the veterans. The veterans have a place in my heart. I was a veteran. I am a veteran. We're here just to encourage the vets. Bikes for Vets.
The DAG rider, Mr. Daryl Gaines, they provide a much needed service in the community for our veterans who don't have access to transportation or just want to live and maintain a healthier way of travel.
Exercise for life. That's what we say. You ride the bike, you'll be surprised how much better you feel. You all that are suffering with knee problems and what have you, the bike, if your seat is set at the proper height, you can get the extension you need, and you can ride that bike, and a lot of the pain will subside. Not saying it'll heal you, but it will help with some of the pains that you have.
Duro being a veteran and providing the bikes to the veterans, it allows them to have that opportunity to continue to be healthy, to ride in South Los Angeles, and to have an alternative to public transportation.
It's important for us to be here to show our support for the community, to Duro, and all up and down the 8th District. Duro's faithfully out here all the time. He donates bicycles to a lot of children and adults. It's just important for us to be out here showing that we do support his efforts in the community.
There is an extremely large amount of homeless veterans in Los Angeles, California, and transportation is important. So giving them bikes, that allows them to have a form of transportation so they can get from point A to point B. We try to do everything that we can to, just give back to the community, try to keep it clean, just the way that God's been able to bless us here, we're able to bless them with bikes.
It brings me joy to be able to give bikes to the vets. It really does, because some of them are less fortunate than I am and don't have the support system that I have. So I look to give back. I'm in position to do it, so we do it.
It creates a bond with the community, and it also motivates the community as well to step up and do something similar. Maybe everyone can't give out a bike. Maybe you can get some clothes to donate to a veteran. Maybe you can thank a veteran by giving them a gift card or some sort of way to help a veteran out. So things like this that Duro Gaines is doing and the DAG Riders, it just motivates our community to step up and do something for those who have already done for them.
November is the quintessential month where we as a city and a nation remember and give thanks. Honoring the many generations of men and women who served in our armed services, Councilmember John Lee visited the veterans of Foreign War Post 2323 to celebrate Veterans Day 2021.
It's important for us to be here today to honor all the men and women who've served this great country of ours and given us all the freedoms that we get to enjoy every single day. And it's an opportunity for us on this day, but it's something we should be doing every day to honor the men and women who have fought so bravely in our armed forces.
We're celebrating with our veterans to celebrate them coming home and being with us again.
Makes me feel so fulfilled. The work ethic that you learn when you're in the military transcends into your civilian life, and our motto is still serving. So when we give back, it really fills our heart.
It always feels good to be recognized for what you've done and what you've been able to do. I think a lot of veterans, we do what we do. It's in our DNA, but it's nice to be recognized at different areas. And, we here at the VFW, we continue to serve our veterans.
I appreciate it. And we reflect on years past. And as you get older, you get more melancholy, and you appreciate it, that you're being recognized by the community, the state, and the nation.
I'm a proud American, so it makes me feel good to fight for my country, to support my country, and I love being a veteran.
And speaking of giving thanks, stay tuned later in the program when the LA Fire Department will give important tips and reminders around cooking and staying safe during the Thanksgiving holiday. Team members from the Office of Council District 9 held a jamboree at Gilbert Lindsay Park to commemorate the end of baseball season. The event was a partnership with Councilmember Curran Price, University Little League, Reimagine LA Foundation, and LA Parks. And the folks in Council District 9 really know how to throw a jamboree. Just take a look.
Today we are out here at Gilbert Lindsay Recreation Center. We are celebrating the end of season for the baseball. This is a jamboree. We brought out resources, we brought out free food, we have a survey going on trying to, scope out what the community needs are. We are celebrating today. We've had a great season and we wanted to send out everybody with a big event.
In this neighborhood, it's the poorest district out of all 15 council districts. And so we have free haircuts, we have free food. Just last night, we came and gave free groceries and hygiene kits to the homeless that live inside of this park. And so when people talk about reimagining, this is what Reimagine LA, Reimagine Gilbert Lindsay Park means to us. This is the first Little League in South LA, and it's the only one in the entire inner city of LA. And so Gilbert Lindsay Park is now our second home, thanks to Councilmember Curran Price, who allowed us to come into Gilbert Lindsay Park and have a fall season. And so now we're very lucky that we've been able to spend the last 3 months having a fall season, and today it culminated with not just this resource fair, but also a trophy ceremony, picture day, and just a full celebration of our youth and families. We're just very thankful to Councilmember Curran Price and our community partners, LA Mission, Reimagine LA Foundation, Department of Rec and Parks, Fire Department, that made this a true neighborhood and community initiative.
Okay, Lakers fans, have you ever dreamed of having a Thanksgiving dinner with legends Robert Horry and Michael Cooper? Well, for some local families, that dream came true. Check this out.
Today, the Los Angeles Lakers are here with East West Bank, and we are having our annual Thanksgiving feast. We're getting some of our community groups together to make sure they have a night off to enjoy Thanksgiving with their family and loved ones. What makes it such a special night is the ability for all of our community partners to be a part of the Lakers family. Tonight, not only are they getting fed by Lucille's Barbecue, but they're also getting greeted by some of our Laker legends, Michael Cooper and Robert Horry.
It's amazing. I really think it's very sweet that the Lakers were able to open up for us and host. I believe we're going to be watching Toy Story and also enjoy some Lucille's. It also kind of helps with the children to be able to socialize and not have to be so secluded anymore. I mean, it has affected the kids more than it's affected the adults, I believe.
I think it's pretty awesome. I like how everything looks. It looks really nice, and it's very appreciated being able to come here.
For me, Thanksgiving is a time when it's all about family. If you're talking about the Lakers, it's a huge family. Thanksgiving is a time where we give out turkey sometimes, we do movies, we do all these events.
One of the things I'm very proud of is that I was with the Lakers when all this kind of got started, the Showtime back in 1979-80. And now we find ourselves in 2021, coming through a pandemic. It's still about giving back. And I'm just honored and proud that I can still be here and be part of it.
Cuando nos recibieron, nos dieron a todos camisas, nos dieron cenas, van a darles a los estudiantes snacks, y venimos a ver una película ahora aquí.
We don't do this for money, we do this for the love of you guys and the support that you gave us, so now it's our turn to support you guys here, okay? So thank you for coming out, okay? Remember, stay with the Lakers and not the Clippers.
In our featured story this week, we place the focus on celebrating safely. David Ortiz of the Los Angeles Fire Department offers some best practices around cooking and gathering this and every Thanksgiving holiday.
The number one mistake people make when cooking during Thanksgiving or any other holiday is to leave food unattended in the kitchen. It's a moment when family gets together and there's a lot of distractions and people forget that they left something on the stove. So it's not far-fetched to understand that Thanksgiving is the number one day for the most residential fires in the United States. For those that are using ovens, you want to make sure that you have a thermometer to make sure that the food is cooked thoroughly all the way through. Also, you want to make sure that you are setting timers so that you don't forget about the turkey and it keeps bringing you back to check on it. Unfortunately, a lot of us like to enjoy a beverage, an alcoholic beverage, during Thanksgiving, and that sometimes complicates things and makes it difficult to focus and keep your attention on what you're doing in the kitchen. Distractions abound. Many times you have little children that get burned, that enter the kitchen, and we want to make sure that we keep pets and children at least 3 feet away from any hot surface or stove. The fire departments across the United States discourage people from frying turkeys unless you're very familiar with what you're doing. But unfortunately, most people that use these fryers use them in ways that they're not designed to be used. Number one thing is you don't want to use a fryer indoors. It needs to be done outside, open doors, and away from any wooden structures that can catch fire. Number two, it's overfilling the pot you're going to use with the fryer with too much oil. So what you can do first is fill it up with water to see how much oil you would need in there and mark that level of water that you need to have in there with the turkey. And number three, make sure that the turkey is thoroughly thawed out in the refrigerator before you fry it up. A frozen turkey is going to react violently to canola or peanut oil that you may be using in your fryer. Make sure that you have a fire extinguisher nearby so that if you do have anything nearby catch fire, you're able to extinguish it rapidly before it does catch. We still go to fires where people do not have working fire alarms. Working fire alarms save lives, but sadly 20% of homes still have non-functioning smoke alarms, or fire alarms as they're called. The Los Angeles Fire Department has a lot of good safety tips for the public. If you go to LAFD.org, we have a lot of information on safety tips, not just for Thanksgiving, but throughout the year.
You are invited to take virtual art classes at the McGroarty Art Center. Choose from classes like watercolor painting, fundamentals, and fashion drawing. Explore workshops within the Create Art Like the Masters series. Learn from instructors like Jennifer Zapp, Sherry Garwood, and Brian Pashek. The McGroarty Art Center provides access to the arts through in-depth instruction and experiences for every individual and family in the Foothill communities. These virtual classes make learning available to everyone online. Virtual art classes at McGroarty Art Center begin Monday, November 29th, so register early. Visit mcgroartyartcenter.org/virtual-classes. The Los Angeles Public Library invites you to the latest installment of Teen Book Bites. Join city librarians as they discuss books for teens featuring works that celebrate and focus on Native American heritage. Engage with fellow readers and authors and find some recommendations for your next great read. Teen Book Bites, Native American Heritage Edition, happens Monday, November 29th, beginning at 3 p.m. You can join the event online through the LA Public Library's YouTube channel or watch the stream on the LAPL Facebook page. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell invites you to support Small Business Saturday in the city of Los Angeles. Not to be overshadowed by Black Friday, Small Business Saturday focuses on vendors and shops found within your neighborhood. Walk a mile around your block, then discover and enjoy the eateries and artisans, the businesses at the core of LA's healthy economy. Small Business Saturday drops Saturday, November 27. Make a point to shop small and help keep local businesses and entrepreneurs in the black for 2021. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.